pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, they haven't yet found their groove. They're still trying to make adjustments to try and change the momentum here early in the season. Each game out right now, as their coaches reiterated, is another invaluable opportunity to refine their approach and make improvements. And one of the guys we'll be watching tonight is Eric Bledsoe, just a cannonball on the floor. Shaq, he has to be one of the toughest guards in the league.
Not only that, Ernie, his strength is unmatched for a player his size. He goes right at the defender in half court and in transition. Fun to watch.
You know what? He had knee surgery the year prior, Ernie. Comes back, plays 81 games. And you know why he missed the one game? The birth of his child.
Wow.
Not because he was hurt. This guy's an Iron Man after surgery.
Yeah, he's a gamer for sure, Eric Bledsoe. Time now for Tip. We go to Kevin Harlan.
You are the father.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the home of the Thunder, we're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports, Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. You look at the Suns, they're still looking to settle into the new season, working on improving their record with each opportunity to try to pick up some wins.
You know, despite the bumpy start here, Kevin, this team has to remember that it's still early in the season. It's a long way to go, so they've got plenty of time to regroup and recalibrate, and they've just got to keep their eye on the prize and know that they can get better before they get worse.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, but this start gives them very little margin for error going forward. They had better improve, or this season is going to start to slip away.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Bledsoe is out there with Booker, and it's Len in at the center, locking down the middle.
And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. He'll bend your ear if you make mental errors.
Westbrook with it. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, he's certainly mindful of the shot-blocking presence they'll run up against inside. But he doesn't want them shying away offensively. If anything, he said, we've got to be aggressive, but also patient. If we can be deceptive in the way we attack, and there are ways to do that, we can be successful inside. Guys, let's see how successful they can be.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense, guys.
And so they should, because that's what it's going to take. This is such a tough D to break down. They're going to have to play a smart game offensively.
Well, there's no denying that. I mean, you're not going to get by on skill alone. I mean, you've got to have the strategy and the skill working together. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24, Clark, on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year, that pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
The Suns have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Booker the pass to Bledsoe. 1:30 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Len. Russell Westbrook with the rebound.
And guys, with the Suns last year on the road, they had the 17 wins, but only 7 of them came in conference. So a big part of why they missed the postseason.
Here is Bledsoe following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Morris kicks to Bledsoe. There's a minute left here in the opening quarter. 6 to shoot. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And, you know, as you mentioned, with the Suns, only 7 road wins against the West. 3rd worst in-conference road record of any team. You have to be able to steal wins on the road to make your way to the playoffs out west.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Lewis checked in for Alex Len. Warren comes in for Markieff Morris. Sonny Weems checks in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Booker.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists. Those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
Now here is Augustine. They set the pick. The baseline J. It's tipped. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Knight kicks to Lure, and Bledsoe has it in the corner. He feeds it to Lure. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And here's Augustine, kicks to Cantor. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Cantor's got his first bucket of the night. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Suns ahead. They're up by 5. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him. Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make to a player, there it is, huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Suns, Warren is out there with John Lure. Then there's Markieff Morris. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Weems in at the 2. And so here is Oklahoma City. After the Suns pick up 2, they get it back. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
All right, a chance to check out some stats for Morris. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Shooting two.
He misses the free throw. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Collison. Durant comes in for Kyle Singler. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans have really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
A nice shot by Knight.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And the Thunder pushing it up now. Westbrook leading the charge.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
Now here's Westbrook after Markieff Morris's miss.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Andre Robertson comes in for Dion Waiters. And then for Phoenix, Lenz checked in for Morris. P.J. Tucker comes in for Sonny Weems. And Ronnie Price has subbed in for Brandon Knight. There's the pick. Screen by Ibaka. Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here's Tucker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Booker. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Lure. 18 feet out. Misses off the right iron. Thunder trailing by 4. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Westbrook, and it's blocked. Looking at Oklahoma City, they took the win in their last game against Chicago.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2, brought back 1 as well.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek had to say to his team. He made sure that everyone was on the same page and that the offense needed to run through Bledsoe. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment. And they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
And guys, it's easy to forget sometimes just how young Kevin Durant still is. I mean, last season, he became the 2nd youngest player to get to 15,000 points.
The Suns making a switch here. Warren's checked in. Durant hits them both. For Durant getting to 15,000 points, the only player, Clark, to do it quicker was LeBron James.
Yeah, and it's even more impressive when you realize that Durant did spend 1 year in college, Kevin. You take a year off his age, and he and LeBron got to that point plateau in virtually the same amount of time. Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Screen by Ibaka. Westbrook dishes to Roberson, and there's the feed to Durant. Trains it from beyond the arc. Durant's got 7 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And Tucker kicks to Bledsoe. Suns moving the ball around. When a screen. A nice shot by Tucker. Tucker's got his first 2 points of the night.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Here's Durant. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Suns lead by 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Things were going Phoenix's way from the beginning. Amped up and ready off the tip, they immediately went on an 11-4 run. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, they called the right plays, and then they executed. Great job in the first half. That's why they were so efficient, and they shot so accurately. The defense threw a number of different looks at them, but they were always prepared because they were cool, calm, and efficient.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
They need to turn up the defense intensity. They let the game get taken to them instead of the other way around. Coming out in the second half, they got to play with a chip on their shoulder, Ernie. You know, don't get pushed around on D. It's payback time.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And really, last season, the Thunder came into the year as a popular pick to win the West. Of course, we know what happened in terms of injuries, and they ended up having them on the outside looking in terms of the postseason.
The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Andre Roberson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant in at the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Here's Roberson after Eric Bledsoe's score. Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. For the Thunder, their play against the rest of the West wasn't a huge problem as to why they missed the playoffs. And Clark, you know, they went 25-27 against the rest of the West.
Well, at first glance, that doesn't look too bad, but only 7 wins in those 29 games against the Western Conference playoff teams. With the talent the Thunder have, you still think of them as favorites in the West, at least one of the favorites in the West.
Here's Westbrook after Eric Bledsoe's score. Shoots off the step back. Durant with a wide open look. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Phoenix leading by 3. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan said to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Kevin Durant. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Booker. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. It's Knight with the drive. Tries again. Lure can't hit. Well, you knew something was amiss with Durant last year. They eventually shut him down for the entire season after he was injured, which was the safe thing to do, and Greg, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. When you have a franchise player trying to work back from injury, no need to try and get a few more games from him at the risk of derailing his career.
Westbrook with the block. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked really strong and together.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Now here's Durant. He's got 11 outside Westbrook. For the lead. No good. Some solid defense from Knight.
For Durant, KD did try to return last season, but that foot just wouldn't cooperate, and that's when they had to shut him down. Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art, but they're getting excellent results with it tonight. One last thing with Durant's foot. Foot injuries can be a scary thing in the NBA. Along with knees, those are the injuries you don't want to risk anything with.
For the Thunder, Allison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Phoenix also making a switch. Warren's checked in. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Collison, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And watching Nick Collison, he makes all the hustle plays, all the little plays, the things that really will not show up in a score sheet, stat sheet. For over a decade, he's had that role and embraced it.
And Kevin, the other thing he does as a veteran is a coach knows what he's going to get. He doesn't make the mistakes that some players make. And while he's not going to be a great scorer in the post or a high-flying rim protector, his game really is built on intelligence and toughness. And so positioning for charges, making open mid-range jump shots, all the unsung things that help a team win games.
Collison hits them both.
You know, on the topic of Nick Collison shooting, last season was his only real setback. Only shot 42% after having a career 54% shooting percentage. But he's up slightly in most other categories, especially the ones based on hustle and effort.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money. That's no doubt. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And when you talk about Nick Collison, every team needs someone like him. He's focused, unselfish. He's that hard-nosed big with just enough skill to bite you when you forget about it.
T.J. Warren had a very interesting start to his NBA career. Spent most of the first half in the D-League. In the second half, Clark, he finally got some minutes and really provided a spark.
You know, he doesn't have great range on his jumper right now, and he's not an elite ball handler, but he's one of the best cutters in the game. Moves well without the ball, so I think his future is bright nonetheless.
Singler, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And Phoenix also making a switch. Alex Len's checked in for Lure. Both free throws good from Warren.
And talking about TJ, guys, he put up a few interesting numbers towards the end of last season. Shot 64% from the field in March. Had 18 points in one game, 17 in another. The last game of the year, he chips in with 6 assists. So now it's up to him to put it all together on a more consistent basis.
And he gets it to go. Cantor's got the game tied up here for the Thunder.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And, Greg, I've got to admit to you, I mean, I did not think they were going to get all the way back. I thought they were done. But they've shown some serious resilience and character to battle this far back.
Outside Knight. It's off. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. Markieff Morris and Alex Len are the bigs. Bledsoe is out there with Booker, and it's Tucker in at the small forward position. Now here's Adams. Shot clock at 5. To take the lead. No good off the front iron.
And you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Morris with the bucket.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside. Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Durant's checked in for Kyle Singler, and it's Roberson in for Augustine. So for Phoenix, their last game a loss to Detroit. Morris a screen. Len kicks to Morris. Crafty move, and he lays it up and in. Now it's a 4-point Suns lead.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
It's all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And Durant, here we go. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Alex Len picks one up.
Kevin Durant has been getting it done. He has 11 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Suns.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Phoenix leading by 3. And Tucker kicks to Len. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Morris against Adams. Pulls it from 20. Morris, no good.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Here is Bledsoe. He kicks to Morris. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Passes it to Bledsoe. Morris with a screen on Westbrook. Bledsoe dishes to Morris. Again the miss by Morris. Oklahoma City trailing. Westbrook with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. And Durant, here we go. The shot will not go. The Suns have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Bledsoe passes to Len, and it's blocked by Adams. Durant with it. He's guarded by Booker. Westbrook with the bucket. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Cantor's checked in. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Bledsoe against Westbrook. Westbrook with the block. He dishes it to Durant. And the pass to Cantor. The shot will not go. Good work defensively by Morris. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth. Len, a screen. Bledsoe kicks to Morris. Clock at 6. Fades and shoots. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Now here's Durant.
And just look at what Durant is doing. My goodness.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Bledsoe dishes to Morris. Back to Bledsoe. Back to Morris. Feeds to Tucker. Trying to get back on track. Buries it. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one. Durant kicks to Roberson, dishes it to Westbrook, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
Pass to Durant. And an intentional foul right there. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. Bledsoe for 3. Good from beyond the arc. What a shot. But they may take a second to look at it. Boy, that was close. And yes, the officials want to review the shot. They initially thought he didn't get it off in time, but it was awfully tough to tell. What a moment this is, huh? They may go from winners to losers just like that.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And they're going to count it. After looking at the replay, they ruled that he got the shot off in time. GA, they won it on the buzzer beater.
Kevin, you talk about winning it at the very last second. What a finish. Thankfully, the replay gets the officials off the hook on what would have been an awful call to miss.
So it's the Suns taking the W in a close one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Eric Bledsoe.
Man, I can't say enough about Bledsoe. He's strong, he's fast, aggressive, and Bledsoe is a terrifying on-the-ball defender. I mean, he truly scares the guys he's guarding. He's scaring me, Ernie, and I don't even have a ball.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.